This is William Herbert, and this technical solution will walk you through installing and configuring the Autodesk Network License Manager. I've broken down the steps in the process. We'll go through them one at a time. The entire process should take you about 30 minutes to complete. The first step in the process is to select a license server. The first thing to consider is accessibility. The license server needs to be accessible by all client machines where the Autodesk software is to be installed. It needs to be able to communicate over ports 2080 and 27000 through 27009. It should also be a machine that is available whenever you have people in the office working with the software. This can include evenings and weekends. If the license server is not running, no one will be able to launch the software. Supported operating systems include Windows XP and Vista and Windows Server 2000 and 2003. There are several unsupported operating systems. The License Manager is not supported on Windows 7 or Windows Server 2008. Once you've selected your license server, we'll need to collect some information so that we can create the license file. We'll start by accessing a command prompt. At the command prompt, type in ipconfig /all. This will give us some information about your computer's network connections. Most importantly, we're looking for the computer's host name and the computer's physical address, which may also be referred to as its MAC address. With the host name and physical address of your license server in hand, the only additional information you'll need before contacting Autodesk is your company name and serial number. License files can be obtained directly from Autodesk over the web or by phone. Independent of which method you choose to register, the license file will be emailed to you as an attachment. The license file you receive is just a text file with an LIC extension. We're going to use Notepad to confirm the contents of the license file. This is important because if the physical address is incorrect, the license file will not work on your license server. If the host name was transcribed incorrectly, that's alright. You can just modify the host name in the license file and then resave it using Notepad. The important information is on the first line. It starts with the word server, then lists the computer's host name, and then the physical address. Now that you have confirmed you have the correct license file, you can install the Network License Manager, which is accessible from the installation media. Begin the installation process by clicking on Install Tools and Utilities. You'll have to clear the checkboxes for Autodesk CAD Manager Tools and SAM Report Lite. You'll be prompted to review and accept the software license agreement. After you've done this, you will be given the option to select the installation path for the Autodesk Network License Manager. We'll accept the default path, which is C, Program Files, Autodesk Network License Manager. Now that we've installed the License Manager, we can place the license file and the debug log in the License Manager install directory. We'll navigate to C, Program Files, Autodesk Network License Manager. We'll create a new folder called Licenses. This is the directory where we're going to keep our license file. I had previously saved our license files at the desktop, which we had received via email directly from Autodesk. I'll also take this chance to rename the license file to something more descriptive. Back at the installation directory, I'll create another folder called Logs. This is where the License Manager will keep a debug log file that you can refer to if you have any troubles running your License Manager. This is just a text file that we've renamed to have an log extension. You can give the file whatever name you like, but you must have a .log extension instead of .txt. During the installation process, an icon was placed on your desktop automatically called LM Tools Utility. This is the graphical user interface that we'll use to manipulate and configure the License Manager. You can launch it by double-clicking on it. The first time you run this utility, switch to the Service License File tab. Check the checkbox for LM Tools ignores license file path environment variables. Move to Config Services and create a new service by giving your service a name. In this example, we'll use Autodesk. We'll then point the License Manager to lmrd.exe, which is the actual program that controls licenses. This is in the default installation directory we have previously used. We'll also point it to the license file, which we've already placed in the Licenses directory, in the install directory of the License Manager. Similarly, we will point it to the debug log file that we have created in the logs directory, also in the installation directory of the license manager. After you've selected these three files, you will need to check on both Use Services and Start Server at PowerUp. Once completed, click Save Service and select Yes when prompted. You will then need to start your license server. Switch to the Start, Stop, Reread tab. The Autodesk service is already selected, so go ahead and just click Start Server. You will see a Server Start Successful message in the status message area at the bottom of the LM Tools utility. After a few seconds, switch to the Server Status tab. This is how we can now confirm that the license server is up and running. By clicking on Perform Status Inquiry, information will be output to the Status Inquiry window. Unfortunately, LM Tools cannot be resized, so I have copied the output from the Status Inquiry window into Notepad to more easily show you the information you need to find to confirm that the license manager is up and running. This information is on two lines. The first, in this example, says South Fork, license server up, master version 11.5. In this example, South Fork is just the host name and will be different on your own machine. License server up is the important information, indicating that the license manager is up and running. The next line is ADSK Flex up, version 11.5, and that means that the license manager has successfully read in the license file, found no errors, and has started running the service and is able to issue Autodesk licenses. In this technical solution, we walked through the 10 steps necessary to install and configure the Autodesk Network License Manager. I hope the process is more straightforward now than it was at the beginning, and I thank you very much for your time.